Hi, this is Beezy. It's 4/2/2022. So April 2nd, 2022. And it's day 20, which is hard to believe. And it's been a very pretty day. Lots and lots of birds singing, hummies. The Anna's hummingbird is the one that lives here year round. So in the winter, I've got snow on the ground and hummies come. So I make sure I'm up super early to get it out there and everything. I've been telling them that we're heading out, and so they can have all the flowers that I've planted. But I don't want to leave a feeder that'll get dirty for them. So I think I'll take the feeder away. Or maybe just leave it and they can drink what they want and they'll know when it's no good. Anyways, lots of beautiful blooms on the plum trees, and the apples are just starting to break, the bud, where then the little flower things it'll be probably another 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks before they flower. But it's pretty. Little chicks are in. And it was a pretty day today. It was a very pretty day. And in that pretty day, just, in my work flow and what I'm doing, I had some moments where I just stopped. I would just, be driving along in the cart from one thing to the next, and would stop near a pretty little vista that I had actually created through trees or plants or flowers that I'd put up, bulbs that are coming. And I would just stop and take, a minute and a half break, and appreciate all of it. Appreciate the land having spoken to me, and seen a vision, felt a vision of the plants that wanted to be planted there. Like one of the very first things I planted was a rose garden, and I think I'd been here not quite a month, and I was driving around with the general manager, and he was kind of showing me the different things, and I asked, what this area was. It was by a big round pen for the horses, and it's an exercise training pen. And he said, I don't know, there's thought of it being a garden, but it's been like that for years. And I said, oh, well, it wants to be a rose garden. And the way I said it surprised him. It didn't necessarily surprise me, but the first time I'd ever really said it that way, like that piece of land had, we were driving by, we stopped for a minute, we're just looking at it, and that's what it told me it wanted to be. And so I mentioned that, and he said, okay. And it's been a beautiful rose garden. Probably, I don't know, 6 months after that time, they agreed, well, they'd give it a shot. They were very picky about how they plant and what would be planted. And so consequently, nothing ever got planted. And I said, well, I can do it or not, that's fine. So rose garden, it wanted to be Old English roses, and rose garden it has been. The deer think the rose garden's pretty nice too. We've come to a little bit of an arrangement on that, but so that was one of the places. It's just starting, the plants are just starting to leaf out. It'll be a bit before it has flowers. And in these moments, there's, I don't know, maybe 20 different moments throughout the day. It was really nice, and I appreciated me for having the presence to do it, and for speaking to the land. And one of the reasons I'm bringing it up is because, right as I'm turning on the video, I don't think ahead of time, obviously, what it is that I'm going to say, because it's not planned out. but appreciation came to mind. And as I said, appreciating the land, appreciating, my gift to bring flowers forth or to listen. But what I really want to highlight is that in this moment, appreciation for myself and for all who are going through this amazing transition and transformation. Because make no mistake, you don't have to be leaving your job, leaving where you live, leaving your geography, leaving in a new livelihood, lovelihood. Everything is transformed. So I was having moments of appreciation for me that even though my body is tired, my mind is tired, kind of my resilience is tired. I'm not tired. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's almost like there's a shirt or a shell of the old, and that's what's tired. And I didn't watch the video that I made for day 19, but I could feel it as somewhere in there, I was just being honest and tired, but somewhere in there, I was feeling and just flowing with what was coming in to say and to express, to give voice to. And it raised my energy because I met the new part. I met the resonance field of that which is truly me, and stepped, fully out of, or kind of like, took the shirt off. That was the tired part. And I'm finding that, and being guided that, and being tutored, trained, mastery class, I don't know, I'm not sure the right lingo, that's the way it is for all of us now, because we're not apprentices, and we're not, with training wheels. We're destined, designed to fly. Could be figuratively, I mean literally and figuratively, but I mean fly in who we are. So, the metamorphosis, taking off, coming out of the cocoon and spreading our wings. And so in that, I had appreciation for, this is going to sound funny, but for all the tired parts of me, and the retiring of those older parts, the retiring of that old, the parts within me that are of the old system, that is, we are unwinding and unbinding. And I had gratitude for it. And that shifted all sorts of things. And then I began to think and feel into, well, sometimes it's the sense of kind of being tired because I know, the linear things I have to do, like still work at the job, and then also set this template and everything for them of, hey, this is what the job is now, and how to hire for it. Having inspiration and stuff come forward to build a business. So that's, the mechanics of it, and the website and all those kinds of things. It's the creational force of it. It's actually getting down again to mechanics of, if I'm making, video products, or if I'm making something that's a combination of written and video, or if I'm doing classes, or if I'm doing, energy labs, or a whole host of things. So I mean, I would love to just press a button and have me just show up and be me, and do the things with people who want to play. That's where the super energy comes in. That's where the ease and flow and joy comes in. But it can come in these other facets as well. So what I was having was appreciation for that an appreciation for me, because I can be hard on myself, and thinking, well, you had this list, good lists, because The time is short and there's a lot to do. Had this list of work and you got most of that done. Around here, that's the way it goes. If you get a quarter of what's on your list done, you're doing good, because someone's already added 4 times more by 8 o'clock in the morning. But you had a list of things you wanted to play with in your heart and your mind of creation, about a bit about the traveling, or a bit about the packing, or a bit about the rig, and then about connecting with people, and so kind of all these things. And the appreciation came in when I went through this whole process, as I was mentioning, as I drove around and stopped for moments here and there today, was appreciation for me. And I think that I know that for me and for so many beings, we don't really appreciate ourselves. We don't really appreciate what we're bringing forward, the actual transformation we're going through. And on a very simple level, we don't appreciate what things we are accomplishing. So if we stop, please, if we're looking at, a big long list, do we often stop? And I used to do this all the time. I realized I don't do it anymore, and I'm going to start doing it again. That instead of a list of things to do, it's what I accomplished, and that means on a mental, emotional, energetic, physiological, as well as tangible, touchable way, because without all of the energetic part, the physical part doesn't get done. So that was really nice to have that moment to look at it from different sides, from me to me, from all of me, smiling that me in the shirt is acknowledging that and appreciating that. For me to cut, me in the shirt to cut the rest of me a little slack, because it is moving forward. And the other lovely appreciation that came is, and this has been top of heart, it's been top of mind. It's been interesting to flow and navigate with, again, I've talked about this a lot, the balance between the multidimensional part of me and the linear, so the tangible, because I didn't agree to come here and be on the planet and then fly away back into etheric land. I agreed to come, all of me in here, to assist this, to have fun, to expand, have expansion for my soul in a physical body. Shh, stop. In a physical body, and we need to stop. And to be my spectacular self, my brilliant self, my kick-ass creator being self in a physical body, knowing that that's not the sum total of all that I am, but that I'm blended. And I have this amazing gift to be in a physical body, to be able to touch and taste and smell and sense, to feel the elements on my vessel that I do not feel that way when I'm the multidimensional part of me solely, right? So the etheric. And the lusciousness and the wonder and the sheer scope of the reason to appreciate that is, galaxies wide. And with the perception of, well, but we're here and we want to be there, or, more multidimensional, whatever it is, we lose that. We skip it. If we even let ourselves get enough in touch to realize that's the case. It comes to mind I don't remember what the episode was, but episode of various one in the original Star Trek, and then in Next Generation with Jean-Luc, that they're either places or kind of situations that are going on, and they're realizing, or they're meeting a, well, there's actually one in with Kirk and Spock and Bones, where they're in this place, wherever it is, and they're meeting these very sophisticated beings, these, they're whatever they call languaging they used to call them, but they're higher vibrational expanded beings, and they're having a turnaround in being a physical body, and they're just, the sense and the feeling and the texture of food and the colors and the smells, and so the whole episode is about this. It's about, this is a wonder. This body is a wonder, and the hummingbirds that come right by are a wonder. That physicality, that it's magic, just like we think of, the superpowers and all that as magic. Yeah, from one perspective it is, but this is what the new vibrational frequency is about. This is what we are unwinding, why we're doing all this work and shedding all of this stuff, in the unwinding and the unbinding of all of this, because it's done, because we've completed it, because we are amazing kick-ass creator beings, and we did a terrific job in forgetting that and going out and going forth to know source, and then coming back and bringing it to a close and waking the rest of us up who haven't been woken up yet, on different levels, and their path will be different than those who have been awake for a long time. Not that it's not important for this conversation, because what is jazzing me up and I feel to give voice to and to share is that we're magical right frickin' now. And we, even if, you're in a spot and you don't have a job and you don't know where you're living and you don't know what rig you're in and you don't know how you're going to fit a few stuff, or you don't know how you're going to start your business in earnest where there's money flowing in that, I don't know, could pay gas and support the dogs and all that kind of stuff. We're magical right now. Right now. So what do we do with it? How do we play with that? How do we appreciate that? How do we stand in all the glory that we are right now and go, wow, pretty cool. And then what do we choose? It's a choosing. What do we choose to give focus of? What do we choose to play with? What do we choose to take the next step for? What do we choose when we have a conversation with someone like you guys? And what are we conversing about? What are we feeling into and thinking of? And where is the noticing and the joy flowing for the hummingbird to come and to come right by and to be on camera? And the happy young dog over here, Xander, who's chewing on a marrow and enjoying that, and Keegan, who's lying at my feet just soaking up the energies because he's thinking, hey, this appreciation role she's on is cool because this energy she has right now is much more expansive and much nicer and much brighter colors. And the linear dog part of me doesn't have to worry about her when she's like this, because I don't have to worry that she won't know where to go or how to drive whatever rig we end up going in. So I would love to play with this more. I'll do some real, conversations and recordings, and make what feels like a workshop, or what I want to do is make some videos where it's an exploratory thing, where a topic is picked and it moves people through in an experiential way, in their own life. So they meet it, short little vignettes of exploring these things within themselves. And then, maybe as that's out and people can buy it and meet it whenever they want. And then I love the idea of having, you know, kind of everybody gets together days and it'll be recorded, but we can meet live and talk about these different things and what are people's ongoing experiences of that and how to play with that. Because waiting is not why we're here. And it's not really what's going on, although it captures an awful lot of our attention and thought. So I'm just in appreciation for me and for these things that came to heart today and noticed them. And I'm appreciation for me who nudged me to come and sit down and be with you and let this, which was top of heart, come out, because there is great love and expansion and magic in playing with this together, individually, in a way where you're feel the energy, in a way where you're feeling it, a way where you're contemplating it. Wherever you are, you can be oming and quiet, or you can just be a moment from work or your routine of the day, but feel this energy. It's palpable, and this energy is you. And this energy is appreciation for everything that you are, have been, always have been, will be, never invented yourself yet to be. And all of the magic you have right at your fingertips right now in the seemingly just linear package. So have fun, appreciate yourself, because I sure do. I appreciate you. I love you. Have a wonderful next moment.